And Bill, we're just trying to get some of that space out.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Right.
Hold on, please.
We are live. Go ahead, Doreen.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for this virtual town hall for restaurant owners. We appreciate you taking the time to meet with us to talk about how we're moving forward with supporting our restaurants. And I would like to turn it over to the mayor for her to offer some introductory remarks. Mayor?
Good afternoon, Doreen, and thank you all for joining us. And I want to thank you all for investing in the city of Rochester. We're here today to talk about those investments in light of the pandemic and how we can help our restaurants be as successful as possible. From the city standpoint, we're here to learn. We want to hear from you and what we can do to be of further assistance as you navigate through these challenging times. We've already developed some significant programs to help our restaurants, and we want to build on those efforts. We have a team of city staff here to go over some of the programs we've already have in place, but we're hoping you can give us some more ideas. I don't think I can overstate how important restaurants are to the city's economy. Restaurants are the anchor of our commercial corridors. They give our neighborhoods their unique character and a sense of place. They're gathering spaces where people can meet and talk about ways to make their neighborhoods better, and we all celebrate your accomplishments. Our restaurants are the building blocks for new investments in places like downtown, the Interloop, Charlotte, and other areas around the public market and International Plaza. We're seeing signs of vitality, and we, of course, want to continue to build upon that. You're great employers, and you're creating jobs for people at every level of the economic spectrum. All of this is why we have put a special emphasis on helping our restaurants during the pandemic, from programs like our Senior Meals Program, Flower City Sidewalks, and the Winter Greenhouses. We're proud of what we've been able to do, and we know there are a lot of restaurants that were able to stay open because of our help and assistance. But we know we can do more, and we want to do more. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel as far as the pandemic is concerned. But many of you are still a long way from being where you were before the pandemic. So even when the pandemic is over, we're still looking for opportunities to see how we can support you and get you back to the position you were in before, or even better. So help us learn how we can do that. And that's why we're here today. We thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us. And if you have any questions that have not been answered, or, as you go through, please take our online survey and give us your ideas so that we can answer those questions, and you will hear feedback from our people as it pertains to your ideas. Again, thank you for joining us today. Now I'm going to turn it over to Doreen Kirkmeyer, who's our planning director, who will lead us through this forum. And we want to say good luck and keep on cooking. We're here to help and be of assistance. Thank you all for joining us. Doreen.
Thanks, Mayor. So I just want to review briefly what we're going to talk about in this hour. I'm going to talk quickly about our programs and services we've done to date. We're going to move over to talk about outdoor dining and cafe permits. Then we're going to talk about our parklet policy and process, business development services, neighborhood service centers, and questions. I just wanted to give you a quick outline of what you can expect in this webinar. So first of all, let's talk about the support that's been provided over the last year. As many of you know already, we launched Jumpstarting Rock in May 2020 to help our business community stay abreast of constantly evolving information and programming related to pandemic impacts and relief programs. You can continue to stay up to date by going to www.jumpstartingrock.com. I'm going to give you a very brief summary of the programs created to support restaurants during the past year, and we'll talk more about them as we move on. So the Emergency Business Retention Grant, that ended up, so far has provided $2.5 million worth of grant funds to local businesses to help you stay afloat over these trying times. We've had the order grants, and these were $5,000 grants for businesses to improve your online ordering and online payment capability. So that was a capacity building grant. We ran the senior meals program or restaurant grants, and nearly 25,000 meals were distributed to our older adults in Rochester through this free restaurant delivery program. So this helped both restaurants and our seniors who had obviously they had difficulty in getting out during the pandemic because of their vulnerability. So we also tried to facilitate outdoor dining, and we did this through eliminating fees and eliminating some regulations. We also lobbied the Liquor Authority for expanded outdoor service of alcohol. And it looked like, based on what we saw this past summer, that was certainly taken advantage of. We also provided an opportunity to reserve curbside parking spaces so that you could accommodate your customers who are coming up to your business to pick up food that they ordered online. We had a greenhouse program. 25 of our local restaurants were able to get a free greenhouse this winter. I'm sure you all saw them popping up throughout town. And lastly, we rebooted Shop the Rock. And this is a city website that you can find at www.cityofrochester.gov/shoptherock. You can also get to it from the Jumpstarting Rock website. And this is a place where people can search for city businesses by category and get connected to their website and get directions. There are currently about 30 bar restaurants in the city that are participating in Shop the Rock. And you can join it by going to the website, the Shop the Rock website, and it's a self-populating website. So you can put your information and your links in there for if you want to connect to customers. Now, this is an interactive exercise we have here. So we just like to take a quick poll to see who participated in what programs over the last year. Bill, can you talk a little bit about the poll?
Yeah, I'm sorry, this is news to me.
Oh, okay. Well, we can skip over that. I thought we were doing a poll here. Okay, let's move on. All right. So Matt Simonis is going to talk to us about outdoor seating for 2021 from the perspective of the zoning office. Matt, you want to take it away?
Absolutely. Thanks, Doreen, and glad to be here today. I'm going to speak briefly about what's on the screen here, the 2021 outdoor seating and zoning approval. As many of you know, many of our restaurants have parking lots or other outdoor areas associated with them, which are not typically part of the service area for the restaurants. So what this did is it allowed our office to be able to allow for expansion into these required parking spaces, without any delay. So on the screen there, it kind of shows this is all on the private property. So this is not the sidewalk or the street area for off-street park or on-street parking that'll be talked about in a moment. So you see two examples here on the screen of local businesses that have taken advantage of this opportunity to expand into parking areas to allow for continual business operation, trying to mitigate any impacts. Doreen mentioned earlier the New York State Liquor Authority. So on the screen there is the website. As you all on this call know more than anyone, constantly changing guidance, which is always available on that website. So I encourage you to use that should questions come up, along with what part of your premises is permitted for the serving of alcohol. The application materials can be found right on the Jumpstarting Rock website, right there, jumpstartingrock.com, Flower City Sidewalks. For the private property or zoning approval function, there are two documents on there. One is the actual application and one is just some background. One thing to keep in mind here, the ease of this is wonderful because we're not actually issuing a permit. What we're doing is just gathering the information to make sure there are no red flags from both zoning as well as any potential building code issues. So the requirements are right on the application. Take a look at it, submit everything right to that zoning email, and you will get a response right away to be able to need to expand should the need arise.
Thanks, Matt. So I also want to talk to people about submitting questions throughout this webinar. And what we're asking people to do is put their questions in the chat. And we have someone monitoring the chat. And Scott, feel free to jump in here with any questions that are coming up, and interrupt us with a question if it's pertinent to this particular slide, and we will answer questions as we move along, and we'll also do it at the end. Okay, moving along then. Now I'm going to turn it over to Kamal Cruz of our Department of Environmental Services to talk about the cafe permit, which many of you have already taken advantage of, but for those of you who are new to this, you may want to learn more about how to get outdoor seating on a sidewalk outside your restaurant. Go ahead, Kamal.
Thanks, Doreen. Again, I'm Kamal Cruz, Assistant City Engineer for the Department of Environmental Services. Permitting for the outdoor seating in the public right-of-way is referred to as a sidewalk cafe permit and is administered through the Department of Environmental Services. As Matt mentioned earlier, the right-of-way basically consists of streets and sidewalks. It's the area that's outside of your private property. Through the Flower City Sidewalk program, the opportunities for sidewalk cafe permits has been expanded. And there are a few options that we can talk about here. One of which, the most frequent option is the partial sidewalk closures, where basically you expand your seating onto the sidewalk in front of your property. That's what we refer to as a level 1 closure. Next is a parking lane closure. We refer to that as a level 3 closure, basically where the restaurant is allowed to expand their premises onto the parking lane and have a closure for that particular area. Now, what is not shown in the PowerPoint slide here are two other options that are less frequent, but that are still options. One is a level 4 closure, which is basically a travel lane closure. And then there's also the rare case of a level 5, which is a full street closure. In some cases, temporary structures may be able to be erected for restaurants to be able to expand their footprint on. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But the important thing is that, if you have questions about if you should be applying for a right-of-way permit, or if you should be applying for private property, feel free to reach out and ask. New for this year, we now have the ability to process our right-of-way permits online. You can see there's a link here, www.cityofrochester.gov/ROW permit. That'll take you to the online permit application. It also allows for people who actually apply online to be able to make payments online. Now this year, for 2021, again, the fees for sidewalk cafes have been waived, but in the future, feel free to make convenient use of the ability to have online applications and online payments. If you have any further questions on this, feel free to reach out to myself or our permit staff at DES Permit Office at cityofrochester.gov.
Thanks, Kamal. So, this is such a great opportunity because people love to eat outdoors when the weather's nice in Rochester. And, we love outdoor seating because it's a sign of vitality. That street life it makes people feel comfortable. And I really encourage all of you to take advantage of this ability to eat outside on a sidewalk or in your parking lot or however you can manage that. So speaking of expanding outdoors, the city has a Parklets policy that I would like Eric Frisch to talk a little bit about, but this is very exciting for Rochester, and hopefully some of you can take advantage of this. Go ahead, Eric.
All right. Thank you, Doreen. I'm Eric Frisch, Manager of Special Projects in the Department of Environmental Services. What are parklets? Well, you see some images of parklets elsewhere on your screen, but largely parklets are structured seating platforms that are located in typically in on-street parking lanes. So you're replacing on-street parking spaces with a structured seating area. You're seeing them more and more in cities across the country, and the pandemic certainly accelerated their use. And we are currently in the process of finalizing what our new parklet policy will be. However, we are definitely at the point where we're ready to entertain proposals for parklets at your businesses. Our policy will be based on best practices nationally, as well as the local context for our community. And the process is largely going to mirror the sidewalk cafe permit or street closure process that we just went through on the previous slide, including the online application. However, if you are interested in pursuing parklets, why don't you contact me first, and we can go through what the policy may look like, and I can provide some assistance prior to you proceeding with a more formal application. So that is where we are with parklets. It's like Dorian said, it's an exciting opportunity, and we're looking forward to working with those businesses who are interested in bringing this new amenity to our business districts. Thank you.
Yeah, these are really cool. People love these kind of things. So I hope some of you can take advantage of the parklets in Rochester. So obviously, you know, money is always very helpful. Money and maybe even some advice and some direction. So our business development office has been working very hard over the last year in putting together our grants to help our businesses stay afloat. And I know for a fact that they were working 7 days a week trying to get these grants out. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Thad, who was running the show with these grants all winter long, and actually not winter, it's been the last entire year. So with that, Thad, I'm going to turn it over to you to go through what your office has to offer our restaurant businesses.
Thank you, Doreen. I appreciate it. And we've had a great team. Working with the restaurants has been so important for us. During the pandemic, over the last 12 plus months, we've assisted a large number of restaurants to, help them remain viable, stay in business, and do well and succeed. With our Berg grants, our order grants, which we had over, nearly 1,000 applications, which nearly we do 50 a year. But it was very meaningful. And what we have right now, I'd like to tell you what programs we currently have. To be able to help your business. It's important to us that you not only stay strong, create jobs, and stay in our city, in the city of Rochester, which we truly love so much. We have a small business matching grant up to $8,000 for existing businesses in existence for over 1 year, $5,000 for new businesses being in business for less than 1 year. And what this grant does, it's a reimbursement grant that can help you with computers, advertising to spread the word and all the good things your business and your restaurant does, furniture, fixture, and equipment for up to $2,000, signage, security equipment if that's a need for your interest, and combined for established businesses that would amount to be $8,000. Again, for new businesses, it would be $5,000. For newer businesses, what we recommend is to always have a business plan. Not only will it help you in researching capital through the city of Rochester, but also through other banking institutions, whether you apply for a low interest loan through a bank or the SBA or us, having a quality business plan is so important. So, please take the time to develop a strong business plan. Our office is happy to talk to you about that. We have an office of community wealth building here in City Hall, and we also have many partners that help with that. Aside from the small business matching grant, we also have low interest loans and grants that can help with expansion, renovations, equipment. If your business has a need to buy new equipment, or if you say, gosh, Thad, we need to expand our restaurant, we need to make some needed additions to increase our revenue and to also, add more employees or keep the ones we currently have. We have low interest loans anywhere between 1% to 3% interest rates. Depending upon the type of collateral. We have grants that can help with equipment, renovations. It's really about learning what your business does. And that's really important to us. Once we know what your business does, it's like putting the pieces of a puzzle together. We can recommend what programs might be able to help you. And whether it's the City of Rochester or Redco, many of our wonderful partners, we'll do everything we can to help you and see your business grow, stay in the city, and really succeed. So my email address is at the bottom of this page, thaddeus.schofield@cityofrochester.gov, or my phone number, 428-7848. Love to hear from you, love to work with you, and we'll walk with you every step of the way. So thank you for all that you do for the city. We're interested in helping you everywhere we can, and we wish you all the best. Thank you, Doreen.
Thanks, Thad. So are we getting any questions in the chat that we want to bring up?
None yet.
I don't see any.
Great. Okay, so I also we wanted to include a presentation from our neighborhood service centers. The neighborhood service centers are kind of our mini city halls out in the community to be of service to you. And they also manage our street liaison program. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Daisy to introduce herself and what they have to offer. Daisy?
Thank you, Doreen. I'm Daisy Rivera Algarin, and I'm the Director of the Neighborhood Service Centers. I appreciate the opportunity today to share with you some of the things that we do out of the NSC offices. We have one located in each quad of the city. As you can see on the page, we have the addresses and the contact information available for you to jot down, or you can just call our offices and we'll get this information to you. The neighborhood service centers are located in each quad of the city, and we are located so that the 40 neighborhoods that we do have that the city actually recognizes throughout the city, that we're able to be close by and near you. And one of the things that we do is to bring together teams of professionals to discuss quality of life matters. So one of the things that we discuss has been just trying to get information out to our residents, our business owners, particularly our restaurant owners. So we've been able to do this via Zoom meetings with sometimes as high as 50 neighborhood leaders, but also with the business community. And I'm happy to say one of our programs that Doreen referred to, the Senior Meal Program, was actually programmed through the neighborhood service centers. Round one was launched last year in August, and round two just was completed in April of this year. I'm happy to say that we served over 2,200 seniors, and we delivered almost 28,000 meals to our seniors in the city of Rochester. This is a program that provided a hot meal to our seniors, but also at the same time assisted our businesses with much needed support in regards to staying open. So for me and our team, it was very rewarding to see what it did for both sides of the spectrum in regards to what we were able to do. And some of you that are actually listening were part of the Senior Meal Program, so we appreciate you and thank you. The one thing that I will say is that we hope to be able to provide this program again. I think we're going to be able to, and we're looking forward to bringing in even more diverse restaurant businesses to be part of this program. I'm really proud of the diversity we were able to offer to the neighborhoods. We had anything from diner meals to Mexican meals to meals, barbecue meals, Jamaican meals, Caribbean meals. It was quite the potpourri of businesses that we were able to offer to our residents. So we're looking forward to participating again, and we hope that you'll consider participating when you see us send out the notices that we are accepting applications. Thank you, Doreen.
Thanks, Daisy. So you're sending out notifications to the restaurants, and we would also post that program on the Jumpstarting Rock website.
Yes.
So people can keep up to speed on where we are with having restaurants participate in that program. And so I am seeing a message here, a chat about whether the programs apply to caterers. So Thad, I'm going to throw that one to you with the work that you're doing with business support, work with caterers as well as restaurant owners.
Yes, thank you, Doreen. Absolutely. Any If your business has employees, has jobs, that's our goal, to help strengthen your business and help retain those employees. Whether it's a caterer, as long as you're located within, that's another question as well. Your business would need to be located geographically within the city of Rochester. If you have a business that's located within the city of Rochester and you have employees that are working at that location in the city, yes, you could apply for assistance.
Okay, thank you, Thad. We also had a question about the mask wearing in bars, and the city really relies on the state and the county health department to make those rules and regulations. So I urge you to keep abreast of that with state and the county websites. And we do try also in the city on the Jumpstarting Rock to keep those links alive for those different, the state and county regulations. So you can go to Jumpstarting Rock to get a link to that information, but if you want to skip the middleman, go right to the state or the county health department for that guidance. So I think Thad just answered the question about the city grants and loans are limited within the city. So that's an answer to that question. So Eric, a question else came in, and who designs and furnishes the parklets?
Well, that's it's on the applicant to propose a design. There's different ways. There's prefabricated structures that would need to be modified, I think, to meet our specific policy needs here. And there's also a local company that may be able to assist as well. That's currently assisting other prospective applicants, and if you contact me, I'd be happy to talk with you about that and figure out what your best options are.
Thank you, Eric. And we also have a question here now about, can new businesses within the planning stages or development stages qualify for the $5,000 small business matching grant? This could help bring the business to the next phase of their timeline of launch. Thad?
You would need to, and the short answer is yes. But what we would need would be a business plan, and you would probably need to begin your operations to begin that process of the application. So if you have a business plan, you found a location in the city, and you've actually begun your operations, it may be slightly past the launch time, then you would be eligible. Okay.
And Thad, also, our community wealth building office also provides some help with businesses in their planning and development phase. That's correct, right?
That is absolutely correct. We have a wonderful office with the Office of Community Wealth Building with Dr. Lomax Campbell, and his contact information is on the city website. I'd recommend reaching out to him. He can help develop your plan, your business plan. Also, give great coaching on how to start your business. And then when you receive that assistance, you'd be in that launching pad to be able to apply for other assistance, whether it's through the city, other financial institutions, banking institutions, the SBA. But yes, we have a wonderful office through Dr. Lomax Campbell that can help you with those beginning stages. And I would strongly encourage you to reach out to him. And we work together as a team to help your restaurants and all businesses succeed. So absolutely, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, Thad. All right. So we're still taking questions, and I don't have any new questions in the chat. So if you have a question, I urge you to put that in there now. And if you look on your screen, you look for the chat. There's a chat button, and if you click that, you can put in a question for any, each individual panelist, or to everyone, or to all panelists, and then we can ask the question on your behalf. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. Also, there is a website that we're going to post this webinar so that you can review it in case we did go a little fast. And if we went too fast and you weren't able to get names and contact information, you'll be able to get it from the website. And does somebody have that website address, Ted or Bill? for this? No? Okay. We'll put it on the Jumpstarting Rock website then, so you'll be able to get it at that point. We have another question here. So where someone is asking, where do I apply for these grants? Thad?
Yes, you can. There is a website at the City of Rochester, www.cityofrochester.gov/, so the slash is pointing to the right, business resources, all one word, no spaces, another backslash to the right is where all the resources are listed. And you have my contact information where if you have any questions, myself or our team would love to work with you, and we'll do everything we can to help.
Oh, thank you, Scott. So Scott put it in the chat. We also have the, okay, so here's the website that we will be posting this webinar recording. And it's at www.cityofrochester.gov/restaurant town hall, sorry. So it's go to the city website and it's Restaurant Town Hall is the add-on to the website. And I saw Scott put into the chat also the business resources website to help with that. Daisy, is there another place where they go to, they can call up to register to be part of the restaurant grant program?
Yes, if they have not participated, I noticed that some of the participants have participated in the grant program. If they have not, they can call downtown City Hall, the NSC office, and I actually will put my contact information in the chat, 428-7711 in case someone can't see the chat. Or you can just call 311 and ask for my name and they'll get you directly to my direct line. You won't go through various different people. And we can get you on the list when we get ready to announce that we're accepting applications.
And Daisy's full name is Daisy Algarin, if you want to call 311 and ask for her.
I can do that right now.
Any other questions for our panelists while you have everybody here? Okay, and also you can contact me, Doreen Kirkmeyer, and my number is 428-6698. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, and I will help you connect with the right person. So I appreciate everybody's time today. And again, my number is 428-6698, and I can help you connect to the Jumpstarting Rock website. I can connect you to the Restaurant Town Hall website, or connect you to individuals that can help you out. So feel free to call me. And I see Daisy's just put her contact information as well in the chat if you want to call Daisy directly. All right, last chance for some questions for the panelists that we have today. Okay. Okay, so it sounds like someone wants to start a business. So I would contact the Community Wealth Building Office for the city, and they are ready and able to help people to develop business plans and to kind of set their course for starting a business in Rochester. So I'm sure you'll find them very, very helpful. All right, so with that, I think we will conclude this webinar, and I appreciate everybody taking the time today to join us and learn about what's happening for the city in terms of supporting our restaurants. So everybody should have a good day. Thank you.